I'm here with Larry Merriman, who's the project manager for the City of Hot Springs, and we are here at the Regional Wastewater Treatment Plant. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very good. And there's something big, obviously, going on behind us. Can you explain what's going on?
I can. For those at home, you've seen us do these segments a few times, various locations throughout the city. Well, the end of the run, the destination, if you will, is right here. This is our regional treatment facility. This is where all of the improvements that we have done throughout the system ultimately get received, treated, and then reintroduced into the environment.
And that's why we're here, to show everybody where all the pipe that you've been laying ends up.
Yes, the end is in sight, literally behind us. This will see the culmination of one primary project, Fairwood 4, but if you look at this entirely, we will have, at the end of this effort, put in over 20 miles of piping, millions and millions upon dollars, right, of all that, all to ensure that we don't have an adverse effect on the environment, that we mitigate our overflows, and that we are effectively treating and processing all of our waste conveyance.
Well, that's difficult for the mind to wrap around, that many miles of pipe. But overall, this is all to satisfy the consent administrative order from
Correct.
EPA?
The consent administrative order that we received in 2008, we are to reach compliance. It's mandated that we are compliant by the end of January 2018, and we are on schedule to do that. This is not the end of our projects, but it is definitely the end of the large pipeline projects.
Do you want to mention some of the areas recently that have been pipe installation has been going on?
Sure. Folks have seen us all the way from Highway 270 out near Mountain Pine Junction, all along Panama, McLeod, and we're getting ready to again be on Panama. We'll again beg forgiveness and try not to be too disruptive. But we have been through Central, we've been through Winona, we've been through some of the back streets along the railroad track, miles and miles of activity.
And you've had, several principles when going through these areas and implementing the projects, particularly in the way you leave them when you finish construction, right?
Yes. The rule is that we leave an area that we've been working in as good or better than we found it. And we've chosen different technologies. We've used a pipe bursting method to alleviate and eliminate the need to actually dig a trench and disturb the ground. If we're adjacent to a creek or something, we like to use that methodology so that we're not taking any risk about introducing any sediment or anything into the creek. It also just pretty much conceals us so that no one even knows we're there. There are places along Leonard Street where, except for the new green grass growing, you would not know we'd been there.
Now, Hot Springs Creek along the Greenway, that was
Yes.
a huge project, wasn't it?
It was, and that was the phase 3 of the phase behind us, phase 4. And that too went very well. We were on time. We were actually a little under budget on that one. Schedule, compliance, everything's just been really, really good so far.
Do you want to mention any of the specific projects here at the Regional Wastewater Treatment Plant?
Yeah, we are, ultimately, once all those flows are here and we are no longer allowing anything to escape, obviously we've increased the volume here. So we are in the final phases now of identifying projects to improve the process treatment here at the facility, again, that treats this before we reintroduce it into the environment. And it's critical that we do that. That project development is in progress right now. We have really selected several projects and we're just refining the deliverable for each one.
I see. So project safety has also been important throughout this process?
It has, and again, I've always talked about how we want to protect the public and our workers. To date, we have had no mishaps, no accidents, no incidents. We've had a few close calls, near misses, and thanks to local police support and to the citizens, just slowing down a little bit in our construction areas, we've been able to accomplish that, and that is a really big deal.
Yes, that is a big deal. Safety has always been paramount
Yep.
to, as you oversee these projects, as is preserving our quality of life.
Yes, and that's what this is all about. We were told to mitigate the overflows, and we were told to do a lot of things that we need to do that really just improve yours, mine, everyone's quality of life. We live in this beautiful area, and I think sometimes we forget that we're supposed to be better stewards of it. So this is a nice reminder for us.
And perhaps we forget that quality of life is associated with a wastewater improvement project.
You bet. There are many, many countries and many states in this country that are dealing with issues that we were able to avoid by doing this now.
So you're saying some of it is indeed proactive.
Definitely. We are thinking beyond the immediate. This is long-term plans, long-term goals being realized and setting a path forward that will enable those who, follow in our footsteps as we begin to retire and move on. Those folks will find this system in much better shape, and they'll find that we actually did think about the future, not just about meeting some immediate need.
And this is a very complicated system to oversee and maintain.
Oh, it is. As I've told you before, our wastewater model of this system is considered the most difficult in the world as far as what it contains. 3,300 grinder stations, major pump stations. The topography here is not an easy thing to move as far as both the earth and things you convey through it. So lots of challenges, very complex for a small city, but very determined staff, great board of directors, city, management at the senior staff level, all supportive, all encouraging us to do what we need to do.
And for those that have been following these improvement projects for several years now, remind us of the funding source.
The funding source is actually through bond initiatives. We actually secured bonds, and we were able to do so because of our financial condition. But we secured that with the support of the people. So that means a lot.
Yes, and as you say, that takes commitment on the part of the board of directors.
Definitely.
To approve the bond projects.
Making a decision to increase someone's rates and fees is not easy. No one likes to do it, but our board recognized that it was imperative that we do that. And here we stand today administering those funds to make sure that we get the project deliverable that everyone wants.
Yes, and progress of which we can all be very proud.
Each and every one of us.
Is there anything else that you'd like to add as we wrap up?
Only that, again, we're not finished. Okay, this process continues. We will never stop working on this system. We can't. Things fail, things degrade, things get abused. Our marching technology and marching orders at this point is to improve everything we touch, and I think we're doing that.
Well, thank you so much for updating us today.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. And next week, we'll bring you more city news.